Hello, welcome to Soulprint Intuitive Tarot. Thank you very, very much for being here. So, to my new subscribers, welcome. Welcome to the Soulprint community, to my established ones, I adore you. And to everything you do to help keep the channel growing, whether it's your thumbs up or your comments, sharing. I really, really do appreciate it. So, the energy has really shifted in the United States around this election and around, sort of what the intended or expected results are going to be. So I want to take a look at that, like literally at the two different energies and sort of how they're interacting or rebuffing each other. So one energy, of course, is the Kamala Walls um, team, and the other one is the Trump Vance team. And very, very different ideas, very different way of presenting things. Um, one is about hope and joy, and the other one is about, carnage and the world blowing up, unless he gets his way. So let's take a look at this. One of the things that happened when Joe stepped back and Kamala stepped forward, as we've talked about before, it was like as if there was like a time shift and we jumped time and found ourselves in a place that had things continue to roll out as they were, we wouldn't have gotten to until the midterms, right? Until 2026. So now we've jumped. All right. That's part of the reason that Trump is having, and his cohorts are having so much trouble trying to figure out how to handle the Harris campaign, because they are very much stuck in the pattern and the rhythm that they have used since 2016. And they're just not understanding why it's not working. And part of it is, honestly, it's because they're such misogynists that they can't even comprehend that a woman could actually harness that kind of energy and direct it the way the Harris campaign is doing. So what's happening on one side is the energy is getting more desperate and it's getting more aggrieved. And the more Trump, this is the thing. If he's not out on the trail, people want to know what the hell he's doing. And if he is on the trail, people want to know what the hell is wrong with him. So he can't actually win. But that sort of that resentment and that anger and that confusion, it's all like roiling around. All right. Then you have this other group. And they are up, they are happy, they're energized, they're laughing. Well, what happens? Like we know this because we talk about energy a lot on this channel. What happens? Where you put your focus is what you create. So Kamala and her team are creating more and more enthusiasm, energy, focus, etc. There cannot be contained. That energy is so strong. And listen, we are like a few days away from the start of the DNC. So that in and of itself is going to cause a lot of the enthusiasm to almost like explode, because people are going to start tuning in and kind of paying attention. So they're amplifying the positive light. And then over here, you have these people who are, because that's what they're focused on, they're amplifying the lower vibrational energy. And it's interesting because the lower vibrational energy is it's anger, it's disdain, it's superiority. And so the more and more they sit in that, and of course, not to mention the hate and all the rest of it, and the panic, because a lot of this is being driven by Trump's absolute blind panic that he is going to find himself in one of them orange jumpsuits pretty soon. And while he thinks it's possible it might match his skin, I think he's not thinking it's really a great look. So they're amplifying their lower vibrations and they're amplifying their higher vibration. And so there you have it. When this is the thing, a higher vibration can always descend into a lower vibrational energy. Sometimes it's done on purpose. Um, Sometimes it's done not on purpose. But because in order to get there, they had to be here at some point, right? So that energy rises and rises and rises. So they have experience dealing with the energy at that level, at that lower vibrational level. But lower vibrational energy cannot rise to higher vibrational energy. You have to go through the steps and stages. And you don't get there in a jump or in a leap, even though it very much looks like time leaped forward. The growth process of the soul and the karmic intentions and the lessons or the wisdoms that they want to gain in a lifetime, they don't get to jump. They have to sort of go up a sequence of levels, right? And so higher vibration can always come down. The lower vibration cannot go up. So the Harris Walls campaign keeps their vibration, the more difficult it's going to become for the Trump campaign to get under their skin, find nasty nicknames, get a handle on what's going on, because they are not able to resonate up to that vibrational level. All right. So think about this in kind of more standard situations. So sort of more, more grounded ones. Sorry, excuse me. So you have two people, and one's at a lower vibration, one's at a slightly higher vibration. And things are not going well. There's a fight going on. There's a testy conversation going on. Higher vibrational person can bring themselves down to that level. Now, sometimes they do that and sometimes they don't. But when they do it, as they're doing it, what you're finding, generally speaking, is that higher vibration is they're talking more quietly, they're lowering their voice, they're slowing their speech, they're being careful to not use trigger words, right? Because they're trying to get that person at that energy to stop amplifying the energy so that, kind of resolution can be reached. But the other person gets louder and more angry and more aggressive because that's the energy they're standing in and that's the energy they project. Now, don't for a second think that just if you're here and then you come down for whatever reason, you're able to fly right back up, right? It's sort of like if you're in grade 7, you know what you learned in grade 5. You don't need to go back and relearn grade 5 because you're now in grade 7, right? You have the knowledge, the wisdom, the understanding. So there is a real imbalance of the energies that are going on right now. But the good news is that higher vibrational energy is so much stronger and so much more powerful. And so not only has there been an increase in outside energy, angelic, divine, whatever you want to call it, but that energy has come and it is encircling the positive energy, acting almost like a protective barrier so that the lower vibrational energy cannot penetrate, but within that space, the energy can continue to grow and expand because of course the circle of protection around it would just of course continue to expand as the center expands. So as of right now, energetically, one campaign is just honestly going gangbusters. They're doing really, really, really well. And the other one is stumbling around in the dark. And the nastier they try to get, the more ridiculous they try to get, the worse they make it for themselves. And this is the thing, right? Trump's not out there talking about policy, right? They want to do this, but I'm telling you, this is a better way to go. They're doing things like, well, when did she decide she was black? Like, what the hell is that? Well, what the hell that is lower vibrational energy stumbling around in the dark and not being able to get their balance, not being able to find that equilibrium again because they have been outmatched. And every time they do something to come at them, frankly, they get laughed at, they get mocked, they get made fun of. And of course, that just makes Trump crazy. So what happens? The crazy energy becomes amplified. And then there's more of it. And the more that energy happens, the more incoherent he sounds, the more mistakes Vance makes. And I gather he's just making them left, right, and center, like sort of every time he opens his mouth. But they don't, they just get stuck like in the sludge and in the muck. And they can't extract themselves. Now, you've got 80 some odd days to go. Is that energy, the Harris energy, is it going to be able to sustain? Because that's what you need, right? You need people as excited as they are today, being exactly that excited on November 3rd and 4th and 5th, and earlier for people who are able to vote earlier. So you want that level of excitement sustained. So can it be? Well, yeah, because the more of it there is, and the more people focus on it and enjoy it and join into it and embrace it, the more powerful it becomes. And the more powerful it becomes, the momentum continues to pick up speed. It continues to roll forward and it gathers all of that energy. And so, even though it may not feel like it, every time you say something as simple as, I am so excited about that Harris campaign. She's amazing. And I love Walls, the American dad. Every time you do that, you say that, you think about it, you are enhancing the energy around them. Just like, on the other hand, when you're going, I'm anxious, I'm worried, I'm stressed, I can't deal with this, you're amplifying their energy. And that lower vibrational energy continues to expand. It doesn't go up, but it expands. And by expanding, it gains more strength and more momentum. That's why you're kind of always being told to keep your thoughts focused and positive, because unwittingly you can create literally sort of what you don't want to create. I have felt for quite some time that part of the reason that Trump actually won um, in 2016 was because even then he was so unpalatable with so many people, but he was scary enough that it created almost like this momentum of fear. And the more people said, it can't be him, it can't be him, he's crazy, he's nuts, we can't have this integration. Well, what were you doing? You were feeding that lower vibrational energy. It became more and more and more powerful. And meanwhile, Hillary Clinton's energy was sort of stagnating because if you think about the response to the way Hillary's supporters handled Trump in 2016, and how Hillary and her supporters are handling Trump in 2024, there is like worlds and worlds of difference. Why? Because the Harris campaign, like a whole lot of other Democrats, have figured out how to play the game and how to keep Trump unbalanced. And when that happens, the light expands. It's just, honestly, it's just as simple as that. And sometimes it's just as complicated as that, because you start to realize and recognize that your thought processes are playing a significant role in how things unfold and how they turn out. So, for example, I'm just going to put this out there. A couple of days you've got the DNC starting, right? So, one of the things that you're going to do on, I don't know, the Sunday, the 18th, and through, I think it's the 22nd, you're going to be sending light thoughts. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be wonderful. They're going to get a bump in the polls. Everybody's going to be so happy. Everybody's going to be so excited. And anything that's going on within or without the convention that is of a lower vibration will simply be blocked and sort of shut down, smothered by light. Not, I'm going to worry that there's going to be riots or a bomb threat or something else, but no, it's going to be fine because the light is more powerful. And so I'm not going to entertain those thoughts and I'm not going to worry about those thoughts. I'm going to focus on happy, happy. And that's how you get where you're going. I hope you found this helpful, perhaps a little bit enlightening. I hope I clarified some things for some people. It's, working with energy is an amazing thing. What most of us fail to realize is that we're doing it every single day with every breath we take. And by and large, we don't remember that, which is how come there is stuff going on that there is, right? It's how come in our own personal lives things get blocked and stopped and we can't progress or we can't see the way clearly. It's because it's our own internal voice and thoughts that are creating either um, the breaking or the momentum. All right. Don't forget to put your questions in the comment section below for the amazing Joyce. And I will see you tomorrow for Pendulum Friday. Until next time, take care and be well. Bye-bye for now.